Hello, loves. Welcome to Goddess Initiation. So, welcome to our first opening ceremony, basically for our 3-week journey together. So, I'm really excited to be here with you all. Just going to wait for some of you to come in. I'm seeing a couple of you are starting to find me. So, while we wait for everyone to kind of enter this space, I'm just going to kind of start preparing to be here with you all. Just going to wait for some of you to come in. I'm seeing a couple of you are starting to find. Okay, got that. Okay, so for those of you who are just joining us, you'll see that there's a chat box on the right-hand side. And if you have a Google account, you can totally chat along. I highly encourage it. Hoping that you feel comfortable sharing what's coming up for you over the course of the next hour. So yeah, let's start just to take some deep breaths as we prepare to enter ceremony, as we prepare to enter. I'm calling it like a ceremonial workshop. It's going to be part workshop and part, full ceremony, but part workshop within that. Mystical Princess is so excited. Awesome. Me too. Okay, let's get in there already. Okay, so I want to start off by sharing a little bit about what happened for me last night. I've had like 3 hours of sleep. I was up all night with some pretty bad period cramps following. Even like my body's kind of shaking subtly for kind of lack of blood and lack of sleep, which is kind of interesting. It's interesting timing, but I'm not upset about it because I find that when I'm kind of losing blood and when I haven't had much sleep, it kind of puts me a little bit more in between the worlds. And I think that was one of the reasons why this timing, happened with the ceremony. So I could channel a little more deeply from our angels and our goddess guides that are going to be here with us today. So so just an FYI, if I look like I've lost a lot of blood or like I'm really tired, I am. Okay, so for those of you who are joining us live, I'd love for you, again, if you feel comfortable, there's the chat on the right. Just say hello, let me know where you're watching from, and just kind of familiarize yourself with the chat box. So if you have any questions during the ceremony that you can ask it. And also just want to presence everybody who's watching us on replay. We're so happy. I'm so happy to have you here. Okay, so let's start off this ceremony. And to do so, I'm actually just going to bring a candle up and light my Palo Santo. So we are in this moment opening our circle here together. I'm seeing a few comments come in from those of you who are joining us live, which I'll read in a second. And as we enter this ceremony, we're actually just right now creating a little bit more of a sacred space, a safe space for us to gather in. So this is Palo Santo. For those of you not familiar with Palo Santo, it is a wood from a tree from South America, literally translating into holy wood. That's what it means. So I'm wafting it in my field just to kind of clear that energy and ground me and bring that smoke. And I'm going to send this to you as well etherically, just asking you to breathe this in and asking anybody who is watching that they may be receiving this smoke and this energy now. Awesome. So I'm seeing some comments come in. Amanda says, hola, sisters. Megan says, hi, Beth. Rita, hello from Mobile, Alabama. Mystical Princess sending mucho love from a Latina in San Diego. Awesome. Megan says, tuning in from Wyoming. Cool. And Mystical Princess says, I just cleansed my space with Palo Santo before tuning in. Awesome. Yeah, so in that email, I did kind of instruct you in some of the emails to have that invitation to create a ceremonial space. So yeah, if you had brought in sage or if you have a candle lit, or, even if you just brought yourself and you just brought yourself into presence, that's totally good enough. I'm just happy to be here. Okay, so basically what we're doing today is we are firstly launching off our 3 weeks together of this 3-week group coaching course. And really this group activation, really we're activating ourselves to a deeper level of letting the goddess within express herself, awaken, activate. And this is going to have a whole lot of ramifications in our lives. So as we begin, let's take a moment to just ground ourselves. I think I need it. Some of you might need it after the night I had. And let's just start to tune in and close our eyes together. Breathing through the nose and out through the mouth. Just allowing any tension from the day so far to melt away on the exhale. I'm actually going to lead us through a short visualization and a short meditation to already activate some of that beautiful goddess energy so we can ground in to that for our time together. So on the next inhale, I invite you to breathe breath into your womb space. And if it helps, you can use the spine as a vehicle for the breath to travel more deeply into your body. And allow that breath to enter the womb space now. Allowing your stomach, your belly to get bigger and push out on the inhale. And allowing that womb space, belly area to contract on the exhale, really challenging yourself with how deeply you're willing to breathe into that area. The belly area, the second chakra, what I call the goddess center, is where our deep feminine medicine and energy lives. It lives in a lot of different places, but I find that the womb space is an epicenter for this magical energy. And when we connect in with the womb space in a slower way, so just inviting you to breathe more and more deeply into the womb, into your ovaries, your uterus, all of your beautiful reproductive organs. Just taking a moment to thank this area of your body for the profound energy and impact it has on your system. Asking that we simply ground ourselves in the here and now. And we now call upon Archangel Michael and the goddess Isis and all of our spirit guides and our angels, for everyone who's watching either live on rebroadcast, to be here with us now. We ask especially Archangel Michael and the goddess Isis to be with each and every one of us to help us receive the information that is coming through in this ceremony today. Today, we meet with the intention to open up more deeply to our purpose. Today, we meet with the intention to open up to the remembrance of how true manifestation occurs. Today, we give ourselves permission to go slower, pay attention to the internal world, and therefore deepen into that space of there is nothing to do. It is from this space of stillness and this space of ease which our desires are manifested naturally. This space takes practice to get to and to be in, especially because of the ways we have been trained. But as you breathe a little bit more deeply with each and every breath now, remember the awakeness that lives within you. Remember that deep within your being, you know all is well. All is well. I am here with purpose. And on your next exhale, see tree roots coming out of your root chakra and into your legs below you, through your feet, through the earth below you. And allow your tree roots to root you deeply into this planet now. On the inhale, sucking in that energy from Mother Earth. And on the exhale, releasing anything that's not serving you through the tree roots. do this for a few more breath cycles. And whenever you feel ready, you can open your eyes and come back to the space. Okay, awesome. So let's open our ceremony by pulling, well, we already have opened our ceremony, but we're kind of in that process still. By pulling a power animal card. So these are, actually you can't really see that. I'm pulling from this deck here, just so you ladies know and can see. And we just ask, I'm gonna pull two. We ask that whatever animals and whatever energy that is going to be of benefit, of most benefit to us, not only now in this ceremony, but all year, for each of us to call on these animal medicines all year. We ask what wants to come through, which animals want to come through to help us deepen into our purpose in 2017, and what is the energy that's really going to help us to do that. Looking forward to seeing what's coming through, because there's so many different kinds of energies in this deck. Okay, pull these two. All right. Ooh, I love this one. So we got Moose, and that's the card of authority in this deck, and it says, you know what is best for you. So I love that. We can talk a little bit about that as we progress throughout the ceremony, but keep that in mind, Moose, you know what's best for you. Awesome. And we also have Squirrel coming in. And Squirrel is about preparation, and a squirrel's message for us today is get ready for big changes. So those are super exciting and very interesting cards to pull, Moose and Squirrel. So we also ask Moose and Squirrel, the energy of Moose and Squirrel, to be with us now in this ceremony, guiding us. Okay, so let's get into our content today, ladies, because we have a lot to talk about in the realm of purpose. So some of you might have been following me and kind of connecting with me for years now, or many moons, many months, and some of you might be super new to me. So my name is Beth, hopefully you know that. But I want to kind of talk to you a little bit about what I've seen through clients over the years. So for those women who have been connecting with me for a little while, you might know, I've worked with a lot of different women over the years for angel sessions and coaching. And yeah, in my work as a life coach, angel intuitive, right? And one of the most common questions I get is, how can I live my purpose? How can I activate my purpose? And there's kind of three main pitfalls that I see that blocks us from really living our purpose now. So let's talk about purpose for a second before we get into those blocks. What really is purpose? For me, how I understand purpose, well, we all have purpose. Purpose lives inside of each and every one of us. We all have a purpose for being on this planet. So it's not like some of us have an awesome purpose and some of us don't so much, and we're hoping to, you know, do as best as we can kind of thing. It's each of us individually has a really deep reason for being here. And sometimes we think about this reason as being kind of from an outside source, and it was like God just plopped us onto this planet, and he knew, or she knew, or whatever, and there's a purpose for that, and we can only hope to figure it out in our lives. I don't really see it like that. I feel our souls are incredibly powerful. And I'm just looking at a comment Mystical Princess said, interesting, Rocky and Bullwinkle. That's funny. Okay, back to that. I look at our purpose. So we're really, really powerful souls, okay? Light workers who are showing up on the planet at this time are incredibly powerful beings. And sometimes that might not feel like that because we get wrapped up in human life. We get wrapped up in our amnesia. You know, we have these fears that come through. I'm like getting emotional now because I'm reflecting on all the times in the last week and a half, couple of weeks that I've been knocked out of my center of knowing how powerful and beautiful I am. I've had a bit of a rough couple of weeks, but beautiful couple of weeks just with an injury, and then kind of, you know, just healing from the injury a little bit more and getting my period and not sleeping kind of thing. But yeah, I'm just kind of connecting in with my humanness too. And we forget sometimes how powerful and how incredible we are. And from my lensing, as souls, we choose to incarnate on this planet at this time for a reason. And as souls, we know very well what that reason is and what that reason is all about. I'm going to try to keep an eye on the sunshine and not get too all white and glowy for you. So basically, I believe that we kind of, you know, picture us as souls looking down at this beautiful blue-green planet, And we were like, hey, like, I have work to do here. I can see that there is chaos on this planet right now. A lot of people are in deep fear. A lot of people are caught in the matrix. To me, that means that they're caught in what I think the Buddhists call samsara, which is that wheel that you can't get out of, like incarnating over and over again on this planet because you're not learning what you need to learn and awakening. I don't believe that us light workers are caught in that matrix at all. I believe that we came down to free other souls from that matrix of unconsciousness and of fear. And so we know, like I said before, you know, a lot of people think of like, oh, God plopped me on this planet and somehow like there's a purpose for my life, but I don't know. Shifting that into, I am a multidimensional soul, and I really, you know, on a deep level, understand why I came here and why I showed up here. Amanda says, I agree, recognizing my power, but also acknowledging my human instincts to feel fear, anger, depression, etc., has boosted my self-worth. I'm always drawn to the feminine. Beautiful and great point, Amanda, too. You know, it's going to be really challenging to do this work of showing up for light working duty if we're not honoring our human path and our human energy. Because if we're kind of going to that benchmark that we have for ourselves of always feeling great and always feeling purposeful and always feeling fully loved, inevitably we're going to fall short sometimes, because that is the human experience. I know for myself last night, it was, you know, really in my mind and pain in my body, right? And when you have pain in your body, you kind of try to get away from it and go up to the mind, and you know that's not the way. And I just stopped myself. You know, I had been following, you know, yesterday there was really cool people that came into my world yesterday, really inspiring women and doing really big, beautiful, focused things. And I was kind of had a moment of like, oh, I feel so out of alignment with that energy right now. And I reminded myself as I came back, I was like, hey, babe, like I call myself babe sometimes, like, you are having a human experience right now. Like, this is what you showed up for. This is a part of why you showed up. Feel this, feel the discomfort, feel the pain, feel the challenge. This means that you're breaking through some stuff. So I just wanted to speak to that about that, Amanda, because as we're getting into this discussion today of living our purpose, we don't want to talk about it like we're shooting for some, you know, idealized version of being our like best, most purposeful, most awesome, most clear, and most amazing selves all the time. And that's how we're going to live our purpose. We more so want to have a discussion about how to just acknowledge, you know, that we have crazy amnesia. We showed up in this human bodies. We're here for this crazy up and down ride. And within that, there's this deep and great opportunity to remember who we are. And in moments it's going to be easier, in moments it's not going to be easier, but the work is kind of coming back to that over and over. How am I showing up on video for you ladies? I'm looking at myself here and I'm kind of like freezing a little bit. It's not too bad, but I'm just wondering if you ladies are seeing that, or if that's just like my own viewer coming in. So if you want to have a comment in the chat and let me know how the video is showing up for you, for those of us who are live for the ceremony, that would be awesome. Rita says good. Okay, good to know. So, okay, so let's get back to some of those blocks. Megan says good on my end. Okay, awesome. Katie says it's okay for me. Thanks for letting me know. Let's get back to some of those blocks that show up for us when it comes to blocking us from kind of really living in our purpose. So, you know, purpose, if we think about purpose as the idea of just remembering why we are here on this planet, remembering who we truly are and vibrating from that, and feeling that way, what blocks us from that energy? And we're going to get deeper and deeper into this. So if you have any questions, or if I'm not answering specifically enough, you know, let me know. We have lots of time to chat. So I just have some notes here. And actually, Archangel Michael gave me these 3 blocks this morning as I was preparing for this ceremony. And they're totally in congruency with what I've experienced working with clients. So one of the biggest blocks I see, and this happens to me sometimes too, with really deepening into our purpose, is that we mistake the ego's voice for our voice of truth. And in that way, the ego is saying, I want to get somewhere, I want to be somebody, right? And we mistake that for our purpose. So as an example, For me, it's like over the years, I've read a lot of different books and have connected with a lot of different powerful women who are speaking on stages and are very well known for their work and are writing best-selling books and things like this. And sometimes, it's really not very frequently lately, but it was very pertinent for me at the start of my journey, but still comes up, is that ego's voice is saying, well, you're not really living your purpose until you're like really big, like until like you wrote a book and it's really popular, or, you have like 50,000 followers on Instagram, or et cetera, et cetera. Like you're not really living your purpose until you've like really made something of yourself. And yeah, you're doing, spiritual teaching and spiritual work, but the purpose thing isn't really going to click until you can totally activate your full potential. And your full potential is being as big and as expansive as, Gabby Bernstein or something like this, right? So that's the sneaky voice of the ego that can come in. So wondering if that resonates or relates to any of you ladies, or maybe some potential brothers who are in this ceremony with us. In what ways have you listened to your ego and thought that was the voice of your truth coming up? And, the ego would be saying, oh yeah, well, it's great that you're teaching yoga, but you're only teaching, once a month. And, really your purpose is going to be, being the best and most popular teacher at the studio, and this and this and this, and having a really popular blog, et cetera, et cetera. Or, yeah, you're doing your best and you're meditating and you're being kind to other people, but, your purpose isn't really going to show up until you get that job that you really want and you can live XYZ. So I'm not sure how this would show up for you ladies. But for me, like I said, it's that voice of saying, oh, I need to be a best-selling author. Or I need to have like so many people paying attention to what I'm doing in order to live my purpose. Rita says, yes, it resonates. I got tears in my eyes as you talk. And yeah, this is a pretty sad block that comes up because it's so not true. At the end of the day, nobody's going to remember us. Like literally no one's going to remember us. In 100 years, nobody's going to have any idea of who any of us were, even the famous ones. Rita says, now I am like, I need to get an income to have a purpose now that my kids are grown. Okay, we're going to talk about that. Yeah, okay. We're going to talk about that in a second. But, yeah, like I was saying, whether we wrote a best-selling book or we didn't, what matters is our energy imprint on this planet. That's what people are going to feel in 100 years, 200 years, 300 years. So even right now, right, is the energy imprint we leave on this planet. That is the most important aspect of living our purpose, is where is our energy now? And are we serving the greater good? Are we vibrating with love? So purpose, what all of our purposes are, is to vibrate with love, to be the love and to open to spirit and vibrate in that way. And that creates an energetic resonance of love that allows other people who have not awakened to that degree for it to be easier for them to kind of get to those spaces, because we are holding the pillar of that resonance. That is our purpose right now as light workers. And it's really easy to listen to our ego sometimes and say that I need a big credential, or I need to be famous, or I need the money, or I need this and this in order to be living my purpose. But the truth is our base purpose is to vibrate from our heart spaces and to vibrate with love, to make that energetic imprint a lot clearer and stronger on this planet. So those people who are in deep suffering, in deep trauma, in deep denial of a higher power and a greater existence, in deep denial that we're all one, are going to have their energy start to shift, even if they're not conscious of it, because the grid work of the planet is now vibrating with a much more stronger heart resonance. That is our purpose. And we can activate that each and every single day. And we can get into our heart spaces each and every single day through our own practices, through that meditation practice, through running on the beach, through meditating with our favorite goddess or deity or spirit itself, through prayer, through ritual, through laughing with girlfriends and letting ourselves really enjoy those moments. Amanda says, ego can push me to act as a martyr when I don't need to be so intense. I need to learn balance. I can totally relate, Amanda. I am like on a world-saving mission right now, as I'm sure most of you are. And the ego can push us to say, you know, we got to do more, you know, it's not enough. We got to do more and sacrifice yourself. You know, I know about a month ago, I ended up booking 17 clients in 6 days, the week I got my period. And I was like, I can do this. Like, I need to be of service. Like, I love giving these sessions and I'm really helping people. So let's just do it and get through it. And I completely burned myself out too. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So yeah, that number one block to our purpose is we're so busy trying to get somewhere and be somebody and have that income and measure up to all the people that we're inspired by, that we lose focus of what it's really all about. And I see this happening all the time, especially, you know, in this entrepreneurial world that I personally am in, and many of you might be in as well. There's just still so much patriarchy and competition within the entrepreneurial world, and even with the entrepreneurial world of spirituality and, you know, women's empowerment. And that's okay, because we've all been trained, you know, in this society and been brainwashed in a lot of ways, and we're all trying to unlearn it. But I can see it can really take people out. You know, they go start a blog, or they go start a website, or they go start their own business, and they're excited to, you know, it's about being the love. That's our purpose. But if we have specific ways that we want to express our purpose, and we want to maybe share our spiritual path, and we feel that that's a part of our purpose, then that's awesome, and that can happen, right? And so I see people go and start their websites and start this or start their businesses and have really beautiful intentions, and then get so sideswiped and sidetracked by the patriarchy coming in and the old stories and the old paradigm coming in that says, well, you're not really, you know, showing up for your purpose if you're not like the best, and if you don't have like, you know, the most money or the most fame or the most success. And, you know, then I can see a lot of really awesome coaches and teachers and yoga peeps and nutritionists spend their days, you know, wondering how many people they can get on their email lists, or how many people can show up for this, or, you know, like that kind of mentality. And that really can throw us off. So that's all within number one of trying to get somewhere and be somebody. And that can kind of take us out of that truthful voice. Mystical Princess says, it is fear-based, and that is one thing I'm recognizing that I really need to work on, for sure. Yeah, the ego is always trying to get somewhere and be somebody, and the higher self is like, are you joking? Like, I am somebody. I am the entire universe. Like, what else are you gonna try to be there, buddy? You know? And so our meditation practice and our spiritual connection can really help us to come back to the truth. And really what it's about is coming back into our higher self. So let's kind of recap a couple of the points. There's two main points that I want to recap in specific, is that our purpose is to vibrate with love and hold the energetic grid of this planet. And I even, like stuff is coming up for me right now, because I'm even witnessing how often I can get taken out of this and get scared and get in my monkey mind and say, well, I need to have, you know, my business needs to be even more successful, and I need to have even more money in order to support my purpose and things like this. And, you know, just having this conversation and being in this ceremony is just kind of like this awesome opportunity to witness, like, I am here to be the love. Like I said, I'm going to die no matter what, and everyone's going to forget about me. Like, we're all going to die, and there's going to be new generations coming in, and they're not going to know anything about us. You know, what matters is the energetic imprint that we leave. And you know, if we die tomorrow, are we happy with the energetic imprint that we're currently leaving? So how can we show up today to be that energy of the energetic imprint that we have come here to be, right? Number two point that I want to kind of focus on is, after we energetically like agree and say, because when we're vibrating with love, what we're doing is saying, universe, I let you in. I'm willing to let you in. I'm willing to let you run my life, kind of thing. Then we start to get, we're in that flow, right? And then we start to get more specifics about information, like more specific information about our purpose. So for me, I started meditating and opening up to love. And then within a process of a few years, I was guided to have a deeper connection with angels and to share that with the world. I was guided to come on board as co-director for a Women for Whales, an organization that I do work with and education with about helping the ocean with. I am now really deepening into my path as a priestess and as a ceremony holder and as a facilitator of, women coming together in circle and in equality. And those are different ways that my purpose will express itself. But at the basic root of it, it's about being in the vibration of love. So if you're not sure the different ways that your purpose specifically wants to express itself, that's totally okay. That doesn't mean that you're not on the right track or you're not going to be able to live your purpose, like other people are. No, that just means that your work right now is to vibrate with love for yourself, love for others, show up where you can with love, and we'll deepen into that in a little bit here. And then as you vibrate with love, open your heart to spirit, open your heart to the flow, you're going to hear some of those specific pieces of guidance that say, go here, ask someone about this, do this. And you're going to have more opportunities to express your talents and your skills and your gifts in the ways that you're meant to. So Megan says, I love that. The energetic imprint that we leave. Yes, so important. Amanda says, yes, I feel other people's energy so strong, so true. Give love waves, get love waves. Amanda, I'm lucky to work with other women in nursing, but the energy of the patients can get way too raw and draining. Okay, that's a good point, Amanda, and I would suggest doing some prayer work around that to see how you can stabilize your energy field, because I can understand that that's quite an intense role that you're playing. And kudos to you. You're already in such a powerful role of healer. The ways that you show up at work, can really help you deepen into that purpose. Rita says, in my 20s, I taught English as a second language to students from around the world. And I set the intent to promote world peace in my classroom. I did love the students. That is so great. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that energy of doing what you can, now. In a second here. So number 2, that is a block to purpose that can commonly happen, is that since vibrating with love and with truth is our purpose, we can resist our purpose if we resist change. So if our egos and our monkey minds come in and our fear comes up and says, just subconsciously, we know that's, for a lot of us, as we open our heart and as we align more with truth, a lot of things shift. Relationships fall away. We leave certain jobs. We might move. Nothing external crazy might happen, but we might have to make some pretty big shifts internally. We might be asked to give up some certain patterns that we thought kept us safe, but don't really align with that ability to vibrate with love. And so a block that can happen is that we kind of resist saying yes to our purpose because we're scared of change. So if right now you are more loyal to any specific relationship, any specific outcome, or any specific physical manifestation than you are to your truth and love and vibrating with it, then you're blocking yourself from living your purpose. Because if you're more loyal to having those external situations stay the way they are, and this happens a lot with romantic relationships, there's going to be times, and this was true for me, that I was with a partner that no longer served my ability to open up to the deepest love that was available for me. And I held on because I wasn't wanting to have that change in my life. So that kind of blocked me for a little bit from feeling that flow. Are you really loyal to, more loyal to the energy of love and the energy of truth than you are to any situation in your life? And I don't care. You could be in the most amazing relationship. You could have the most amazing kids or most amazing job. I'm not saying that, you need to not be loyal to them. I'm saying the most important thing needs to be your truth. And that's actually how we can manifest those really delicious and awesome relationships, because we're vibrating with their truth, and then really good things can show up. Rita says, I watched a video on stress yesterday, and I learned that stress happens when what we expected to happen doesn't. I can see how that relates to my resistance to change. Yeah, totally. And so it's just a subconscious kind of natural thing that can come up. And I see this quite a lot in clients. They got on the phone with me. They're like, I want to have this happen in my life. I want really good things. I want to manifest my purpose. And I tune in and I say, oh, this area is sticky in your life. That's not working. That's got to go. And they're like, oh, I'm not ready for that. What are you talking about? And it's like, well, you're going to stay where you are then. You're going to stay feeling less purposeful, and you're going to stay feeling not so great if you are more loyal to that external manifestation and you're not willing to shift it. So the question is, are you willing to be so loyal? Are you willing to be a true light worker, that you are the most loyal to spirit or God, goddess, whatever words you want to use? Are you prepared to live your life in devotion to that energy? Because if you are, magical things are going to happen for you because you are setting yourself up in alignment with that frequency. And yes, you might have to let go of certain things, but everything is temporary anyway, so you might as well do that now. Okay, and then the number 3 block that came up in meditation this morning with Archangel Michael is thinking that we don't have the skill or the talent now to live our purpose. So this happens when we tie our purpose to some sort of external activity, right? Which we kind of talked about isn't really our purpose. Our purpose can express itself through different avenues, but at the base state, our purpose is to vibrate with love. And so we block ourselves by thinking, well, I'm in nutrition school and I won't have my degree for another 3 years. So that means that I can't show up for my purpose right now because I have to wait until I'm done with school in order to really live my purpose as a nutritionist. Your purpose is not to be a nutritionist. Your purpose is to vibrate with love. And being a nutritionist is one way that you've chosen to express that. You see? So, let's think of some other examples, right? Like, well, I don't have enough money right now in my life. So when I have enough money, I'll be able to kind of buy the things I need, take the workshops I need to do, have more space in my life, and then I'll be able to manifest my purpose. If that's the case, your purpose right now is to show up for the work with your abundance and your prosperity consciousness. Because if you have fear around money and prosperity, it means you're out of alignment with love in that area of your life. Therefore, it means you're not able to hold the vibration of love as powerfully as you could. So your work is actually to do the inner work and start to ease up some of those fears so you can return to love. Then the external stuff starts to change. Then the money does start to show up, but you're not waiting on your purpose. For your purpose to happen after the money. You've activated your purpose. You're showing up for life. You're showing up for the initiation of life. And therefore, things start to flow. So if anyone has any questions who's joining us live, let me know. And if you're watching on replay and you have questions, you can come to our Facebook group, Sisterhood of the Mermaid Moon, or you can shoot me an email. I'm like so thirsty. Losing blood is like, whoa. All that liquid. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to deepen into a discussion again for another maybe 5 or 10 minutes. And then we're actually going to get into a meditation that we're going to be working with the goddess Isis, and we're going to be working with Archangel Michael to help us to vibrate more so in that space of love. But also we're going to ask for some specific guidance around different ways that our purpose might want to express ourselves. Because truly, after we vibrate with that place of love, there are specific things that we can get into that our soul really wants to do. And that might be work with children or write a book or work on a farm or et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to get some more specifics in that meditation as well. So what I wanted to talk about is our purpose is in the now. So we talked about that most important point, that our purpose is to vibrate with love. I want to give you some examples of how this shows up in my life outside of my career, outside of my job, quote unquote, and outside of my business. Because a lot of the time we can think that purpose relates to career or business. But there are so many ways that I live my purpose that are not happening within my business, that are not happening within my coaching or professional life. So one example is when I go out, for a long time I had insecurity. Well, I still have insecurities, but for a long time I had much deeper insecurities. And these would prevent me from really showing up in that musical, silly, fun way that is so my soul. And I am a singer. I am a dancer. I am someone who loves, I'm a performer. And I didn't even fully, tune into that or know that, although I've always loved singing and dancing. So before, I would maybe go to the bar, with friends years ago, and I would have to drink alcohol to get on that dance floor. I wouldn't get on that dance floor until a lot of other people were there. And then I would go dance like everyone else because I didn't want to stand out. Okay. Now what I do is I go sober. I don't drink anymore. I go to parties. I love parties still. I love dancing. I love like being around that energy. And the dance floor is like totally me. If you know me in person, you're like, yep. The dance floor is totally empty, and sober Beth goes on and starts dancing like a crazy person, doesn't care, has so much fun. And I don't dance in the way I'm like, oh, guys, look at me. Like, you wish you were confident enough to be the first one on the dance floor. I go in and I just have fun, and I like connect with my eyes, like, yeah, have fun with me, come on. And I close my eyes and I say to myself, no one cares how sexy I am. No one cares how sexy I am. And to me, that, and inevitably what happens is the dance floor gets started in like less than 5 minutes. Like, it's so funny. I want to make a video one day of just like different compilations of doing this. Then people get on the dance floor and they start having fun, and they kind of look at me and they go, oh, like, she's kind of like dancing weird too, like, you know. And then they go, you know, maybe I don't really have to like be all sexy and like, you know, like lick like a certain, you know, thing to dance. And to me, like, I feel so purposeful in those moments. I know that because of that vibration of me just doing my thing and going out there and having fun and opening my heart and just not caring, that I'm sparking those vibrations for other people, and other people can have fun and let loose and just enjoy themselves because of, you know, that start of inspiration. And how often, like, when we think like that would relate to our purpose, but it so does. Because one of my, you know, areas of my life that I can see that I have the most purpose for, and this might be true for you too, is everyone is so shut down. They're so, maybe I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of society is really shut down. They're really scared to like talk too loud or say the wrong thing or be politically incorrect. You know, something I'm really good at, being politically incorrect and inappropriate jokes. And for me, like, breaking open and breaking free of my shell and going, woo, and like, and just knocking people's kind of like, you know, armor off a little bit, and helping people to feel like it's actually going to be safe to open it up and express. And like, that's, I feel hugely purposeful in those moments. So I just kind of wanted to bring that to you, that, you know, just showing up for your life, doing the inner work, and freeing yourself from fear in different layers. And it's a whole lifetime process, freeing ourselves from fear. But we make really beautiful strides every moon that goes by, every year that goes by, just sharing what wants to come through you and just letting that out is going to really inspire people and trigger people in ways that are so exactly right on the money for your purpose, right on the money. But you know what I mean? Like, so just think about that. You know, where have you kind of let go of fear in your life, and you feel like, oh, I could bring this play, or I could, you know. And if you're not sure, that's fine. It's going to come to you through meditation, through prayer, or whatever it is. But I just kind of wanted to bring that to you. I'm going to bring you 2 more examples of how I live my purpose, where it's not necessarily tied to my business, and then we'll get into a meditation. Okay. So another, this is really fun. So another way that I feel like I express my purpose. So really remember, it's coming from love, vibrating with love. I get on that dance floor, I vibrate with love. I don't get on that dance floor being like, oh, y'all kind of suck. You guys are too scared to dance. Oh, you're so stupid. You know, like, that's not it. You know, we come from the energy of love, right? I get on dance floor, oh, love. I love the music. I love dance. I want to be here for me. I'm showing up. So another way is, this summer, I got in the practice of buying a ton of sidewalk chalk, and I went about my town for about 5 or 6 months when the weather was nice, because rain, you know, gets it off of the sidewalk eventually. And I just wrote love messages all around town and all on the bike path, just for total fun. I remember the first time I did this for about 3 hours. I was like in love. I was just writing like messages from like, you know, Mama Earth loves you, and you look beautiful today. And I even wrote like sexuality is sacred on the ground, because I was like, oh, fuck it, it is. And, you know, just like all this stuff. And I just remember after like a few hours, it was getting dark and I was running out of chalk, and I was like, I just want to do this forever. Because I felt so purposeful. And I actually like made like little spells on my chalk. I was like, everyone who sees this, may their higher selves be with them, may Archangel Michael be with them and activate them to help them receive the love that's within this message. And it was really fun to, oh my God, I just want to tell you a story. This doesn't fully relate to the purpose thing, but it's really funny. I like wrote on the ground one time, I was like, "You're cute," with a wink face. And then I look up and there's this really cute guy walking towards me. And then he's like, "Hey, I love what you're doing." And then he walks and he reads the message, "You're cute," with a wink face, and looks at me. And then we just both laugh and then keep walking our separate ways. So, never know. I could meet my future husband doing this too. But yeah, like, so purposeful, so fun. And that's something that any of us can do at any time. And so this is like relates back to that block, that number 3 block that's like, well, I don't have enough skill or talent to do my purpose. I don't have that degree yet, or I don't have that money yet, or I don't have a platform yet. And like, I just want to tell the ego, like, shut the fuck up. Like, get your chalk out, girlfriend. And I'm saying this to your ego, not to you. So don't feel sad. But get the chalk out, get the love messages. I also write love messages and put them on bulletin boards around my town, or do whatever you can. Get on the dance floor, and you have specific skills and talents and energies, or just natural inclinations right now that you can use, and you can have your own ideas. For me, I'm super playful and artsy, and love music and dance. So that's kind of how I've had different expressions of my heart vibrating with love, then wanting to express that come through. So what's that going to be for you? And the interesting thing is, when we do that, what happens is we vibrate more with purpose in the moment, right? So we're vibrating with this energy of purpose because we just activated a really beautiful part of our purpose. Then, because like attracts like, and because we're constantly calling in like energy to ourselves, we have opportunities that kind of just show up for us, or ideas that kind of just show up for us that really resonate with our purpose. And we don't have to go chasing anything, or, becoming somebody or graduating from something in order to have those opportunities come to us. What we did was we vibrated with love. We expressed that love. We felt purposeful. And then that feeling of purpose attracted lots of other opportunities and ideas towards us. And that's how it works. That's all you need to do. When I was preparing for this workshop, I kind of I was thinking about what I was going to say and deliver. And I was like, well, a lot of this information is pretty simple. And then, my mind came in and was like, maybe we should have some more specific things. And I was like, no, the point is that this is simple. Is that we overcomplicate our purpose, that we really think that living our purpose is going to be rocket science, and we're going to have to do this and this and this and this and get to here and here and here if we're going to make our purpose. But like I said, any of us could die tomorrow. We don't know. And what is the energetic imprint that we have left on this planet? That's the question to ask when it comes to our purpose. And if we're, a mom, and we're so busy with our kids and we feel like we don't even have any time for anything, even just showing up to mother our children is so purposeful. And if that makes us feel purposeful, then vibrate with that, and just know that the love that you give your children is helping the world to access more love. And you don't need to worry about things passing you by or opportunities missing you if you're willing to focus on your vibration and the vibration of love right now. So I'm going to give you one more example of how I can kind of really feel purposeful when it's not tied to my business or things like this. And then we'll get into a meditation. So basically, I think about a week ago, or about a week and a half ago, I was meditating, and I was sending light and some love to Aleppo in Syria. Some of you may have got this email from me, opened it, or seen this video that I made. And I was sending love, and I was like, wow, I need to do this more. This area needs it. And just realizing how caught up I still am in my own stuff and my own goals, and trying to make this happen or that happen in my life. And just realizing wow, this place really needs this energy right now, and I need to show up more for being hear from my brothers and sisters. So a voice came through and said, make a meditation video for Aleppo and gather the tribe and focalize this energy and work with Kali to create a healing of the root energy of why there's violence. And so I did that. I just got my camera out the next day and I guided a meditation. I put it online. I shared it in tons of different Facebook groups. And yeah, I have like a little bit of a platform for what I do for sure, but I didn't need to have any sort of platform. I'm a part of lots of different Facebook groups anyway. And, you know, we can just share things throughout the web and we don't need a website or, you know, fancy this or that to get that out. And I felt really, really purposeful and like I was really showing up. And I remember I had a client session with someone earlier that day. And, you know, this client was really wanting to activate her purpose, but she just felt like it was so far away. And I just thought, you know, she could do this too. Like she could just whip out her phone and, you know, talk about something she really felt really stoked and important, you know, for her, something like this, or, you know, record a meditation and put that on and share it in different groups. And that would be so purposeful right there. So a lot of the time we just block ourselves because we think, well, who am I to do that? I have to wait until I have that platform, or I have to wait until I have that certification, but that's not true. So if any of you have any questions about that, let me know before we get into the meditation. But that's kind of the energy, right? It's like we can show up for our purpose right here, right now. And like I said, like attracts like. So every day when I show up for my purpose, and I just show up for life and just vibrating with love. And some days all I do is vibrate with love, and that's all I do for my purpose. And some days I vibrate with a lot of anguish and challenges, and I show up for that and try to get myself back into that space of love. And some days some awesome ideas come through and I can create and let that flow from my hands and from my words and things like this. And an expression can be a part of my purpose. But at the end of the day, it comes back to what energy imprint am I leaving on this planet. Mystical Princesses, great ideas. Thank you. Okay, so yes, you're welcome. What we're going to do now is we're going to do about maybe a 10-minute meditation as we kind of wind down from the discussion and the workshop part of our session. And we're actually going to have some direct energy transactions. So Michael is telling me one thing too. He's saying that prayer and intention are also really important pieces. So if you feel like you really want to vibrate with love and you really want to feel purposeful, but you haven't fully connected with that energy that I'm bringing forward right now, I'm just like, I'm so purposeful, but you want to, all you need to do, you can meditate. We're going to do that in a second here, but you can also just say, hey, Spirit, I am so ready to show up for my purpose. Show me what you got. What would you have me do? And watch miracles occur in your life. With meditation, with prayer, and with the power of intention, we can do anything and have so many different transformations come into our life. All you need to do is ask and say, if you need some help, Archangel Michael is the angel who oversees our purpose. He knows all of our life purposes intimately. So whenever we work with Archangel Michael and we ask him to have deeper understanding or deeper energy surrounding our purpose, he will show up. So that's also available for you with different steps that we can take. I'm just going to change my sitting a little bit before we get into this meditation. Okay, so let's get into this meditation with the goddess Isis and Archangel Michael. And as we meditate, we are shifting our energy. We're vibrating with love. And this is the goddess initiation right here. The goddess is all about receptive energy. The goddess is all about our inner work and our, just connecting with the knowingness that our vibration is everything. And we love and we honor the masculine energy of, action and go for it. But ultimately, we got to start here. We got to start in that receptive place that we can vibrate with this energy before we bring it out into the world. And that helps us manifest profoundly. So if you just want to close your eyes with me. Start to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, or in a better way that works for you. And allow yourself to take a few deep breaths, because we are about to go on a journey and we are going to jump straight into it. So allow yourself to breathe a little bit more deeply into your belly. And we call upon the goddess Isis, who hails to us from ancient Egypt, but who is with us throughout all time, dimension, space, reality. And we call upon Archangel Michael to be with us here and now. And as we breathe, I want you to see yourself floating in an inky night sky with stars and the cosmos all around you for eons. As you look down, you can see the earth floating there in the cosmos, beautiful green blue planet. And as you look back up to the stars and the inky sky, you notice two figures approaching you, both enshrouded with the colors of violet, bright violet. One figure feels more feminine and she has this violet gold essence to her. One energy feels a bit more masculine with a little bit more of a blue, electric blue tinge to that violet. On your left hand, you welcome the goddess Isis to you, floating in this inky sky. And on your right, you welcome Archangel Michael to you now. And as you welcome them, they take each your left and right hand and guide you to float and fly through the cosmos with them. You feel the energy of Isis taking you and Michael being in agreement and guiding you to do so as your triple awesome hangout flies. The goddess Isis is bringing you to a place that is very energetically pertinent and deep for your soul. She is showing you something about your soul and your soul's experience that is important for you to connect with at this time, to open your heart more deeply and come to a truer sense of remembrance about why you are here. Allow Isis to guide you to this place, to this planet, to this experience, to this energy, surrendering what you see, trusting that you won't be able to get this wrong. Isis is channeling this information through you regardless of what is showing up on your internal movie screen. Allowing her to guide you, breathing into her energy and asking, Isis, thank you for taking me to where I need to go, to something I need to see, so I can open my heart more deeply, so I can show up more deeply for my purpose at this time. She might take you to a past life. She might take you to a soul grouping of your soul family. She might simply take you to an energetic frequency of love and of support. And she may even show you where some past life fears or traumas are getting in the way of you fully connecting with your radiance. Whatever she is showing you or whatever energy you feel from her is perfect. Some of you might be getting strong visualizations, and some of you just might be feeling just a few feelings. Everything is perfect. There's no better or worse or right or wrong. Simply allow Isis to take you where you need to go. Breathing in for a few breaths here. Isis, thank you. Isis, thank you. And as we go down this energy, I'm just going to weave some song in to accompany this journey that you are on with Isis. Constantly feel free to ask her, Isis, show me deeper. Isis, show me what I need to see in order to really activate a deeper level of my purpose. As we thank Isis for showing us whatever we needed to see or feel at that time. And again, don't worry if nothing too specific came into your consciousness. That happened anyway. We now allow Michael to take the lead and to guide us through this journey and ask Archangel Michael, thank you for opening our hearts. Thank you for opening our hearts to the truth of how awesome and how radiant we all are in this moment and every moment. Thank you now for showering me with your beautiful light so I can clear my inner vision and clearly feel and see the opportunities that I have to activate my purpose more deeply. And as we say this prayer, floating in this inky sky again, Archangel Michael bathes you in his beautiful violet bright blue light. And this light is cascading all around you like a shower, just totally releasing you from any and all fear, from any and all worry, and guiding you to really drink in the truth. Allow Michael now to take you on a journey, and we're asked, Archangel Michael, show us more deeply why we are here. Archangel Michael, show us more deeply why we are here. Archangel Michael, show me more deeply why I am here. Where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say, and to whom? Archangel Michael, thank you for guiding the way. And as you fly through the cosmos with Archangel Michael, notice any sensations or visions that you have. Trust the visions that you get. If you just saw a flash of something, trust that as you're working with Archangel Michael now, and he is in your field, allowing that energy to come through. Archangel Michael, thank you for guiding me each and every day to a deeper connection with my purpose. Thank you for allowing my purpose to show up strongly in my life. I am willing to release any of the ways that I block my purpose now. I am open to vibrating with the love and with the energy of all creation so I can leave that energetic imprint in each and every moment. Thank you for opening my heart so I can receive your information. Thank you for guiding me. Where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say, and to whom? I am open. Just noticing any and all imprints or energies that you're downloading from Archangel Michael now. Feeling into that energy. And now see yourself flying through the cosmos and flying through the portal of the center of the earth. So actually see yourself being sucked in right into the center of the earth, which is going to ground all of that cosmic energy. Some of you might still be kind of receiving from Archangel Michael. Not to worry, we can always go back from this later at a later time. We're just going to kind of all come together through this portal of the center of the earth and come through and allow that to ground us back into our body, kind of flowing through the earth and allowing our spirit and our essence to come through the earth back into our physical bodies now. Thank you, Archangel Michael and Isis, for being with every single person that is watching now live or on replay and guiding each and every one of us to a deeper connection and relationship with our purpose, and guiding us to ideas and inspiration on how we can truly bring our purpose forward in a more loving, focused way. Thank you for guiding us to vibrate with the love that we are. Thank you for guiding us to know that this is enough to vibrate with the love that we are. Simply vibrating with love is of deep service to the world. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Just seeing a comment from Amanda Denston here. Hello, a little late, but here. Welcome, love. Okay, awesome. So that was our little meditation to connect with Isis and Michael. And in my experience, when we meditate in such a way and we ask for guidance, some of that guidance comes through in that meditation, but all of it does really come through our subconscious. But what actually happens is over the next few days and next few weeks, we've opened ourselves now to this cosmic conversation. And I want you to pay attention to your dreams, to your ideas, making sure that you're writing down any ideas in a journal and really taking them, quote unquote, seriously and mindfully. And just really opening yourself to that energy that comes through. So as we wrap up our first live temple transaction, let's talk about a couple of the main points before we get into the next parts of this week's energy. Basically, our purpose is to vibrate with love. Our ego will take us out and say that we need to get somewhere or be somebody in order to vibrate with our purpose, that we need a best-selling book, that we need a huge platform, that we need to be like so-and-so in order to vibrate with our purpose. This is false information from the ego. Our purpose is to vibrate with love and to connect with the energy of love. This is enough. If all you did your whole life was choose to vibrate with love, you would be exceptionally aligned with your purpose. Sometimes we can be resistant to change in our lives. Sometimes we can be, let our ego get us caught up in wanting things to stay a certain way, when our purpose and that energy of love would take us somewhere else to do other things. Not always, but change is inevitable. So if we can open up to the flow of change and be more loyal to our truths and to love than to anything or anyone else in our lives, we're setting ourselves up to be aligned with our purpose. Another point is when we defer our purpose to the future, saying that our purpose is going to come later, when we have that job title, when we have the money, when we have that degree, when we have that platform, when we have, feel it differently, when we have that new wardrobe, whatever it is, we let our ego get the best of us because it's not true. We can pick up a piece of chalk. We can send love to our neighbor. We can bring an awesome banana loaf over to our friend who's having a bad day. We can infuse love everywhere we go, and that's why we're here. I know we're all getting caught up with do more, be better, etc., but let's remember that beautiful resonance of actual love and caring for our brothers and sisters and feeling that we're taken care of within and of ourselves. Spirit is helping us always. So we have all the permission that we could ever need to just go out and share the love and know that that's enough. All right. Meditation, prayer, and intention are our best friends when it comes to deepening into our purpose. We can meditate to vibrate more deeply with love. We can meditate to shift ourselves out of fear and back into love, since our purpose is to vibrate with love. We can also meditate to discover more specifics about our purpose. Some of us are meant to work with children. Some of us are meant to write a book. Some of us are meant to start a farm. Some of us are meant to just work with herbs and maybe do Reiki. Some of us are meant to be creative and let it flow in that way. There's so many different expressions that our purpose can take from that place of love. Meditation is a great way to help us get ideas and visions for what wants to come through us. We can also pray. We can pray to Spirit, Goddess, God, Source, Energy, whoever you want to call upon, the angels, your inner guide, different deities, goddesses, to get more information and to align ourselves. We can simply say, Spirit, guide me to be in my purpose today. I choose to show up for my mission. I am a powerful light worker. I came here to vibrate with love. It's a challenging mission, but I choose to show up. Show me the way. Give me energy to do this. And that is a huge prayer. If you say that every day, you will be living your purpose as long as you follow through on the guidance that comes through. And of course, our intention. If we wake up in the morning and we have the intention to vibrate with love and to honor our purpose that day, and we really hold that true in our hearts, we will be shown the way, and that day will be full of miracles. Mystical Princess says, sometimes don't give yourself enough credit for what you want, for what you do get done in a day. Today, celebrate your accomplishments. A little reminder there from Mystic. Okay. Amanda says, beautiful, and yes, I can be resistant to anything I choose to be, so I'm choosing to question that and let it go. Little quote. Okay, awesome. So, all right. And of course, the last reminder is we can work with, I chose the goddess Isis because she is the patron, that's not a word, patron goddess of our temple. I haven't spoken too much about this because this is all really coming up in my remembrance and being formed pretty recently from a very ancient standpoint. But the goddess Isis is our patron goddess as the sisterhood of the mermaid moon. And her energy is super profound and can guide us really beautifully into different areas of our lives that we want to work with. If you connect with Isis, you can work with her more deeply, but you can also work with Archangel Michael. to ask about specific areas of your purpose, to ask for help, to get ideas, and to help align you with what wants to come through. All right, so here we are basically at the end of our first ceremony. And hopefully you got a lot out of this. I'm hoping that, something clicked for you, or, at least something beautiful came through that is going to help and serve you. We're working with Isis and Michael, so I know I did because they're so powerful. What's going to happen from here? So all week we are devoted to this energy and this topic of our purpose. So probably tomorrow, so December 31st, I will be sending you a guided meditation that we can deepen in. And the guided meditation will be kind of along the same lines of what we just did, but a little bit deeper. But we're going to be working with Archangel Michael to really mine for the information that wants to come out from our purpose. So that guided meditation, you'll be able to download as an audio, and you'll be able to practice that for months and months and months and years and years and years if you need to. And that, believe me, is really going to help you to uncover and awaken and activate your purpose more deeply. We are also, we have our prize that's going to be given away on January 1st. So some of you might have entered and some of you might not have. But here is a moon pendant that I have made personally. It's on a 14 karat gold plated chain, and it's got cute little dangly things on the back of your neck. So I'm actually giving this away. Let's make it closer. To one, it's got a little hair on it. And also, so this is a prize, and also a 30-minute chakra reading with me is a prize. And all you needed to do to enter, and you can still do this, is to share this Goddess Initiation 3-week course with a couple of friends, a couple of sisters who you feel would really benefit. I know a lot of you have already shared, but if you want a chance to win this necklace and a 30-minute session with me reading, all you have to do is go to our Facebook group, Sisterhood of the Mermaid Moon. Look for the post that is pinned at the top. You share this link, bethkatherine.com/goddess, that sign up link with 2 of your friends who you think would benefit, and you just comment below that picture, hey, I've shared. And that's going to enter you to win into winning this necklace and a free reading with me. So thank you so much for the ladies who have already shared that. It's really awesome. Amanda says, do you recommend to work with Archangel Michael cards? Sure, totally work with cards if that's something that works for you. And Mystical Princess says, Ixchel. I don't know how to say it. I think it's Ixchel. I've seen that a lot. Mayan goddess is my personal goddess, I think because of my roots, but as we are, all goddesses are one. Totally. And that's kind of cool. I'm about to head to Mexico in a few weeks here. So I love that. Rita says, I shared a Facebook link that didn't work, so I found another way to share. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know. Yesterday I was getting a couple of people saying that the link wasn't working, but I checked it today and it was working fine for me. So if it's not working, let me know. I do have another link, which is a little bit of a longer URL that would also work. So, okay, so many blessings. So yeah, so we have our prize, our audio guided meditation coming up tomorrow. We have our prize that's going to be announced on January 1st. All week, we're going to have coaching happening in Sisterhood of the Mermaid Moon. So this is your time, ladies. If you want some guidance, some one-on-one guidance from me in a really accessible way, just post any questions that you have all week in the Facebook group, and I am more than happy to answer those questions and give you some intuitive guidance. And you can also just share, and different sisters can come and kind of have their take too. And then I think I'll be showing up on Facebook Live over the next week in the Facebook group as well, having different kind of discussions around this to really help and deepen us into this. And I'll be praying and intending that everybody in this, last I checked, there was like 113 women that had signed up for this Goddess Initiation, and I feel like there's more now. I'll be thinking of all of you, sending you energy, sending you Archangel Michael's blessings, and helping us all to have a deeper connection with our purpose, just using our connection to these beautiful forces that really want to be in support. That says, thank you, beautiful ladies. So thank you so much. I will leave that with you, and we will chat over the next week. And in 1 week from now, we're going to talk about a different topic, and we're going to get into how to manifest loving and conscious and intimate relationships in our lives that actually support our spiritual paths. And connect with people that really get us and that we feel like we can totally be ourselves with. And we're going to manifest those awesome relationships and those soul family connections in 2017. So for this week, we are deepening into our purpose. We're getting ideas, we're getting downloads, we're showing up, we're opening our hearts, and we're showing up to vibrate with that energetic imprint of love that we came here to do. So much love, many blessings, and I'll see you on the Facebook group over the next week. Bye, ladies.